Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasade Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, chapter 23. Today is a very special day. Today is appearance day of Sita Devi, the wife of Lord Rama. So today is her appearance day. Today was the day when Janak Maharaj in Mithila, he was plowing the field and he comes across this baby girl in the field in a basket. And then she goes on to become the wife of Lord Ramachandra. So today is Sita Devi's appearance day. Today is also the disappearance day of Madhu Pandit. Madhu Pandit, is a great devotee also. He was a disciple of Gadadhar Pandit. And today is the appearance day of Janava Devi. Janava Devi is the wife of Nityananda Prabhu. Lord Balaram, he had married Varuni and Revati. So these sisters then in Lord Nityananda's pastimes, they became Vasudha and Janava. So Janava Devi, she's the potency of Nityananda Prabhu, and she also did a lot of preaching, and she had a lot of followers. Mm, very powerful personality. So we can pray to them on this special day to help us in our devotional life. Okay.
And Monday is Ekadashi, right? This Monday,
Yes.
27th.
Yes. Monday. That's right.
Monday.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna post it. Yeah. Thank you for reminding. Monday is Ekadashi. Hmm. So let's continue with Bhagavatam. So the boys were hungry and they've gone to the Brahmanas, bowed down before them, offered them Dandavat Pranam. He Bhumi Deva Shnuta
हे भूमि देवा शृणुत
Krishnasya Deshakarinah
कृष्णस्य देशकारिण
Praptan Janita Bhadrambo
प्राप्तान् जानीत भद्रं वो
Gopano Ramachoditan.
गोपाननो रामचोदितान्.
Translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The cowherd boy said, O earthly gods, please hear us. We cowherd boys are executing the orders of Krishna, and we have been sent here by Balaram. We wish all good for you. Please acknowledge our arrival. The term Bhumi Deva, gods on earth, refers here to the Brahmanas, who are supposed to closely represent the will of the Supreme Lord. The philosophy of Krishna consciousness is not a primitive polytheistic doctrine holding that human beings on the earth are gods. Rather, it is a science that traces the descent of authority from the Absolute Truth Himself, Sri Krishna. So here the the cowherd boys are calling the Brahmanas earthly gods. So why are they calling them earthly gods? Because Brahmanas, they execute the order of Krishna. They're guiding the human society based on Krishna's instructions. Not thinking that, oh, human beings are God. That's not what the point is. But because they are telling us about God. The authority and power of God naturally extend along with the extension of His creation. And on the earth, the Lord's will and authority are represented by purified, enlightened men called Brahmanas. So earlier ages, the Brahmanas were very qualified, very expert in understanding Krishna's will and teaching Krishna's instructions. So this account will illustrate that the ritualistic Brahmanas approached by the cowherd boys were not at all properly enlightened and thus could not appreciate the position of Krishna and Balaram or that of their intimate associates. In fact, this pastime exposes the pretentious position of so-called Brahmanas who are not faithful devotees of the Supreme Lord. So we are going to see that these Brahmanas actually didn't understand Krishna or his position, didn't understand the Vedas, didn't understand what all the rituals are meant for. That's why they call ritualistic Brahmanas, just doing rituals for the sake of doing the rituals. Pretentious, being called pretentious because they are doing these activities, sacrifices, studying the Vedas, but not understanding what is the real meaning behind doing all this. Kascharayanta avidura odanam
Pascharyantadev abhitaran uttanam.
Ramachyuto lashato bubukshito.
Ramachiyoto lasto bubukshito.
Tayordvija odanam artinor yadi.
Tija uttanam ati no yadi.
Shraddha chavoya chatadharma vittamaha.
Shraddha javoya chata mavittamaha.
Lord Rama and Lord Achyuta are tending their cows not far from here. They are hungry and want you to give them some of your food. Therefore, O Brahmanas, O best of the knowers of religion, if you have faith, please give some food to them. The cowherd boys doubted the generosity of the Brahmanas, and thus they used the word babukshito, meaning that Krishna and Balaram were hungry. The boys expected the Brahmanas to know the Vedic injunction, Anasya Shuditam Patram. Anyone who is hungry is a fit candidate for receiving food in charity. But if the Brahmanas would not recognize the authority of Krishna and Brahmana, the title Dvija would be taken to mean merely born from two parents, Dvi from two, Ja born, rather than twice born. So the Brahmana boys, they are saying that Krishna and Balarama have sent us and they are hungry. Usually you hear anyone is hungry, you're going to give food. Here they are saying that God is hungry and has come. And we're asking food for you from God. God has told us. Yeah. Otherwise, even if anyone says, oh, I'm hungry, can you give me some food? We are automatically, just gonna give it, right? So, but these brahmanas, they are being called Dvija. Dvija actually usually is called um, twice born. Because when the Brahman initiation, when one takes Brahman initiation, then that's his second birth. So first is the seminal birth and second is the initiation. So that's why. But here they are being called, which is just called being born from two parents. When the Brahmanas did not respond to the cowherd boys' initial request, the boys addressed the Brahmanas with a slight trace of sarcasm as Brahmavittamaha, O best of the knowers of religion. So already first they said that acknowledge that we have come here. Krishna and Balaram have sent us. But the Brahmanas were still they're doing their sacrifice, not listening to the boys. So the boys are saying, Krishna, Balaram are hungry. Diksha, Dikshaya Pashu Samsthaya
Dikshaya Pashu Samsthaya
Sautram Manyascha Sattamaha
Stotramanyaschya Sattama
Anyatra Dikshitasyapi
Anyatra Dikshitsyapi
Nanam Ashnan Hi Dushyate.
Nanam Ashnan Hi Dushyati
Except during the interval between the initiation of the performer of a sacrifice and the actual sacrifice of the animal, O most pure Brahmanas, it is not contaminating for even the initiated to partake of food, at least in sacrifices other than the Sautramani. The cowherd boys anticipated the possible objection from the Brahmanas that they couldn't give the boys any food because they themselves had not yet eaten, and that a priest initiated to perform a sacrifice should not eat. So the boys are also saying that, or you can actually, at this moment where you are in the procedure of doing the sacrifice, you can eat food in case the Brahmana says, oh, we have also not eaten. Therefore, the boys humbly informed the Brahmanas about various technicalities of ritualistic sacrifice. The cowherd boys were not unaware of the formalities of Vedic culture, but their real intention was simply to render loving service to Lord Krishna. So they have a lot of knowledge. They know when you can eat food in the sacrifice, when you cannot. But what it is that their love for Krishna is so much. That's their mood, madhurya, love for Krishna. So they are saying, except during the interval between the initiation of the performer of a sacrifice and the actual sacrifice of the animal, almost pure Brahmanas, it is not contaminated for even the initiated to partake of food, at least in sacrifices other than the Sotramani. So there's some sacrifice called Sotramani, it seems. Apart from that, any so when the priest is going to do sacrifice, it seems they are like, okay, I'm going to start doing the sacrifice now, right? Initiation of the performer of a sacrifice. So there is a time where the priest is okay, now he's going to start doing the sacrifice and the actual sacrifice. So before that is usually a lot of other rituals or preparation going on. So it's only that during this time you cannot eat food, but other than that, you can eat food. Even the pujari who's going to do the sacrifice can do. So, is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. Iti te bhagavad yachanam
Iti te Bhagvat Yachanam
shanvantopi na shushruvuhu
Vanto Apina Shushuvu
shudrasha bhuri karmano
Chutrasha Bhuri Karmano
balisha vridhamaninaha.
Balisha Vridhamanina.
The Brahmanas heard this supplication from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yet they refused to pay heed. Indeed, they were full of petty desires and entangled in elaborate rituals. Though presuming themselves advanced in Vedic learning, They were actually inexperienced fools. These childish Brahmanas were full of petty desires, such as the desire to attain to material heaven, and therefore they could not recognize the golden transcendental opportunity offered them by the arrival of Krishna's personal boyfriends. Right? Here, golden opportunity that Krishna himself has sent his friends, go get this food from these Brahmanas. So little service one does for Krishna pleases Krishna, one gets the highest fortune. Here they are rejecting the highest fortune and they just want the fortune of going to Swargalok because that's why they were doing the sacrifice, right? They wanted to go to Swargalok. So they're not actually able to understand what is their real good fortune.
Hare Krishna. So then I would
Mm.
say like they are not actually qualified, not
Yeah,
Brahmanas, right?
that's right.
Because like they don't know that Krishna, Balram, they are the Supreme Lord. And the
Mm.
boys, the coward boys mention also, right? About them.
Yeah, mention them that God is asking for food,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
hungry.
So, and Krishna told, right? Told them that, yeah, you tell that, yeah, that take their name, like,
Yeah, because they are Brahmanas, so they should know about it,
no,
in
exactly.
case they do. Yeah. That's why here Sukadev Goswami is saying that they were these fools actually. Sukadev
And
Goswami
imagine
is saying, huh?
at that time, like, in
That
this,
time,
that time.
Dwapar
So
Yuga.
imagine now, so it's like, totally like the Brahmanas are not at all
Yeah,
qualified, right? And
that's
those
right.
time they're supposed to be qualified and
That's right.
learners. And, yeah.
Yeah. In that time, yeah, they just wanted to go to heaven, to enjoy in heaven. And they're thinking that they are I'm a Brahman, I know what's in the Vedas. But actually, they didn't know anything, just had material desire.
Mm.
Yeah, now Kali Yuga.
And it
So
says
that's
they
why
are
Brahman is
entangled.
actually, I'm sorry.
No, that's why it says here that they are just full of petty desires, entangled and elaborate rituals.
Mm,
Mm.
doing a lot of pujas, a lot
Yeah,
of,
elaborate,
people.
rituals, like very long.
Some some people do that, right?
Yeah,
Long, long rituals and yagyas, a
yeah.
lot of yagyas.
And
But
this
what
is
is
what
the
they were doing,
purpose?
right? Yeah, yes. Yeah, they were doing the
Yeah,
yeah, right?
that's
Mm.
right. But then what's the purpose behind doing that yagya? What is one's desire while doing that yagya?
Mm. Right.
That's important, right? So here these brahmanas are doing yagya for going to heaven. Then you'll go to heaven for some time and then again you'll come back to the earth after enjoying there. So what should be the real desire to do the yagya? What is the yagya which is recommended for Kali Yuga?
Na, Harinam, na, Sankit, Nam
Yeah, that's
Sankit.
right. Sankirtan yagya. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Harinam Sankirtan. And yagya is always done to please Krishna.
To please, yeah, that's what it should be. Please Krishna. And
Mhm.
that's what the coward boys, right? They are like their intention is always just to please Krishna.
Yeah, that's right. That's all the time they want to please Krishna. Now also they were thinking, oh, Krishna Balarama are hungry, so let's
Hungry. Yeah.
Let's say that, that, oh, we are
And they
hungry
are saying that
instead.
that they are hungry. Right.
Mm. Actually, it was for Krishna and Balaram. So the love that they have. Yeah. That's why it said they have the highest love, right? For Krishna, the Brajbasis.
Yeah.
And we can pray to the Brajbasis that, oh, I don't have this kind of love. Kindly give me your loving mood. When
Yeah.
I want to have this kind of love for Krishna. Then we may say that, oh, well, but I'm not qualified to have this. Then, can somehow serve the Brajbasis. Somehow. Just, yeah. Pray to become their servant. So Lord Chaitanya, he has come in the mood of Srimati Radharani. So by serving Lord Chaitanya, you can get this Braj Prem. That's what Lord Chaitanya especially came to give us, this sweet love. As you said, right? The boys have so much love for Krishna. So by serving Lord Chaitanya, we can get that. Which is actually very difficult, not easy. Very, very difficult. But Lord Chaitanya is making it easy for us. Presently, throughout the world, people are madly pursuing material advancement and thus cannot hear the message of the Supreme Lord Krishna that is being broadcast through the missionary activities of the Krishna consciousness movement. Times have hardly changed, and proud materialistic priests are still prevalent on the earth. As you just mentioned, right? So, same is in the purport also, that people are just doing the rituals for the sake of it without understanding what's the message of the Vedas actually, what's the message of Krishna. Krishna wants all of us to come back to him. And then the easiest way we can do that is by chanting Hare Krishna. Okay. Should we stop here?
Yes.
Did you want to add anything more? Okay. Thank you all for listening and enjoying Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.